So once again, I welcome you all. So students, presently we are dealing with Introduction to English Speech Sounds. In general, we call it English Phonetics. And so far, we completed a general introduction to phonetics, followed by a very important discussion on received pronunciation. Now in this class, I am going to talk on one more important section from the syllabus, that is organs of speech. Before we proceed with the study of sounds like vowel sounds and consonant sounds, holistically we should know what are the organs of our human body which contribute immensely for the production of all these vowel sounds and consonant sounds. In my introduction itself, I told you the essential difference between vowel sounds and consonant sounds, and how to segregate consonants and vowels from one another. Now, I'll just give you a clear picture of all the organs of speech which positively contribute in the production of speech. In order to produce various sounds, various in the sense, in the numerical point of view, we have 44 sounds, 20 vowels plus 24 consonants. But when we make the combination of various words, right, these 44 sounds are there, but we don't utter the sounds independently. We utter the words, we utter the sentences, correct? So when we make different types of combinations over there, and the body contribute, our human organs contribute in order to produce all that, I think every organ's contribution is equally important. And this particular lesson, titled as Organs of Speech, will let you know how this entire speech mechanism works. Little bit you will find it like this section is going towards biology, not towards linguistics. I do agree, because I am going to provide you some details in the biography, in the biological point of view. So that impression is very natural there. So in order to produce various sounds of English, the nature has blessed us with different organs of speech. The organs of speech that the human body has can produce different sounds which are either complex or simple in pronunciation. But these organs are there. And in general terms, when you try to segregate them, these organs of speech or the speech mechanism can be divided into three different categories. Number one, articulatory system. Number two, phonatory system. And number three, respiratory system. Please remember, if you come across in the examination, write a short note on the organs of speech, okay, you should be very clear about it, that all organs of speech are generally studied under three different categories, under three different systems of human body, and they are the articulatory system, which helps you to articulate sounds. Number 2, phonatory system, that actually produces sound. And third, the respiratory system, means the kind of respiration that we do every moment, how that system is going to contribute in the production of speech and in the production of sounds. Let us try to understand one after the other. As I said, there are only 3 in number. Number 1, articulatory system. What is an articulatory system? Actually, the articulatory system comprises of pharynx, this particular part, I'll point it out, okay, with my own space where you find this, right? Pharynx. Number 2, oral and nasal cavities. Oral cavities means after the pharynx, this mouth cavity is called the oral cavity, okay, and when you find the passage is open for the nasal productions, okay, that passage is called the nasal passage, right? So nasal cavity, oral cavity and the pharynx, these 3 are the important aspects of, or the organs of, or the space of articulatory system. The chief articulators in this system are: number 1, lips, upper lip, lower lip; teeth, all the teeth, lower set, upper set, okay; hard palate, right, soft palate, uhula, that is the hanging tongue, okay, and the 3 parts of the main tongue, that is the tip of the tongue, blade of the tongue, front of the tongue and back of the tongue. All these organs are called the integral organs of articulatory system. I hope you understood. I will explain once again. Now, just try to check it out. Lips are visible, both the lips. Then lower set of teeth, upper set of teeth. Now you twist your tongue internally, like this. Go upper side, okay. You find just behind the internal part of your teeth, upper teeth, you find the wrinkles, ridges, rough passage. That is called teeth ridge. Just go beyond that, okay. The roof of the mouth, you find a plain bony part. Are you twisting your tongue? Okay. Plain bony part, that is called hard palate. Go beyond that, backside, internally backside of your mouth cavity, upper part, you find a lungy part, lungs kind of thing, okay. Very, very soft. You realize it? Take your tip of the tongue twisted backside from upper part, just twist it like this and take it as much as possible. Take it till the uhula, hanging tongue. Are you doing it? Move your hand, move your hand. Don't keep like this and do all activities of my class, because once you do it, you are creating a stumbling block to your entire phonatory system, okay. Right. So did you understand now what is what? Hanging uhula. Next to it, some lungy part is there, soft part, that is called soft palate. Move forward. Plain bony part, just skin is provided, that is hard palate. Then you have the teeth, lower set, upper set, then the lips. All these parts, including entire oral cavity, entire nasal cavity and your pharynx, means this part next to your vocal cords. This part is called pharynx. What is this? Pharynx. Pharynx. Yeah. Next to your uhula. What is next to your vocal cords. What is vocal cords? Vocal cords means Adam's apple or else kantha yantra. Swarayantra. That is called vocal cords. You know, Lata Mangeshkar used to sing extraordinarily beautiful, extraordinarily melodious, because it is said that her vocal cords used to create the kind of fluctuation 300 times per minute. That's why she could sing such melodious songs. You are coming to that particular field. An American biologist, okay, they demanded that if we could get the vocal cords of Lata Mangeshkar after her death, we would be grateful to India and the family. But it was not donated, it was not given, even after her death. Right? See, okay, I don't claim like if at all I sing, you will run away from this place. Okay, mostly all of us are bathroom singers. We are okay over there only. Okay, you don't belong to, because you have such a melodious sound. Okay, but generally other people, those who are not from the field, art field or the field of music, rest are only the bathroom singers, and we are happy over there. Okay, but as a matter of fact, when we produce, okay, any kind of musical tunes which is created by vocal cords, or else the kind of rhythm, okay, the way you pronounce, actual melody is created over here. आता आमचे आवाज म्हणजे हे की हे कावळा काव काव करतो की नाही तसे आवाज. काय गाणं गाणार? अमरीश पुरीनं गाणं गायल्यासारखं. There is a movie, Pardes, I think, yeah, I am sure, Pardes. You just watch out that movie. In that movie, Amrish Puri sings a song. He himself is a singer for that song. You will realize. Or else, Rang Barse Bhige Chunar Wali, that is sung by Amitabh Bachchan himself. You know, okay, that song is super duper hit. But when you interpret based on your own parameters of music and the quality of your sound and the way that you are supposed to pronounce and the kind of rhythm that you are supposed to maintain, you may not grade it. But situationally, since that kind of song is very famous among the UP people of that region, and the people usually sing that way only, whereas they don't know how to sing, so it became a super duper hit. Just like a folk song, okay, just like a folk song. एखादं जे लोकसाहित्यातलं एखादं गाणं असतं, जे कुठं साहित्यात सापडत नाही पण लोकसाहित्यात असतं, पण लोक ती गातात, म्हणतात. ओके, वासुदेवाला रे वासुदेवाला, वासुदेव येतो, तोही गाणी गातो. तो काय प्रोफेशनल सिंगर आहे का? नाही, तो गाणी गातो ना, पण वेगळे वेगळे गातो. आपण आपल्या घरी गोंधळाला गोंधळी बोलवतो, तो का प्रोफेशनल सिंगर आहे का? नाही, पण ते देवीवरचे गाणी गातो ना, तुंतून आणतो, वाजवतो, त्या ठिकाणी वातावरण तयार होतं आहे. You feel happy. So here we need to understand that these are the parts and parcel of articulatory system. If you remember two things, the entire nasal cavity, the entire oral means mouth cavity, and your pharynx, these comprise articulatory system. That's it. Later on you can differentiate right from the beginning till hanging uhla. You just go on interpreting and adding over there along with your tongue, tip of the tongue, just behind it, front of the tongue, just go back, middle of the tongue, and again you go back, that is the back of the tongue. These are the positions of the tongue. Okay, so here this way we actually talk about the articulatory system. System number 2, phonatory system. What is phonatory? Phonatory means where the production of sounds is created, actually created. That is called the phonatory system. It consists of trachea and larynx. Most importantly, the most important part of this system is your vocal cords. What is that? Vocal cords, that you call Adam's apple in general terms, and in Marathi you call it स्वरयंत्र. स्वरयंत्र म्हणल्यानंतर तो काय व्यंजनाचा आवाज काढत नाही का? My doubt. But already I told you, all the vowel sounds are produced here and all the consonant sounds are produced here. Okay, this is the difference. म्हणून त्याला फक्त काय म्हटलं गेलं, स्वरयंत्र म्हणलं गेलं. त्याला व्यंजन यंत्र म्हणायची गरज नाही, कारण की व्यंजन कधीच ओकल कॉर्ड कसे प्रोड्यूस होत नाहीत, ते फंडामेंटली माउथ कॅव्हिटीमध्ये प्रोड्यूस होतात. दॅट इज द रिझन. ओके, सो द टायटल गिवन, द नेम गिवन इज व्हेरी अप्रोप्रिएट अँड ॲप्ट अँड लॉजिकली प्रोव्हाइडेड. ओके, सी, is it clear now? Articulatory system, phonetory system, and now the third one is respiratory system. How long will you stay without respiration? Suppose, okay, don't do it. Suppose I decide now I am going to stop respiration forever. Is it possible? No. For a couple of seconds, few seconds, if you are under the water, you may prolong for more time, but you have to come out quickly in order to take your respiration. Okay, you have to take the breath. Without breathing, no human being is called alive. Okay, so when you talk about respiratory system, this respiratory system comprises of lungs and bronchial tubes. Bronchial tubes, this is our human body. करा असा करता है. What happens? You feel that there is a passage right in the center of the body, starting from your vocal cords. Okay, you have a food pipe and then you have a wind pipe. Okay, sometimes जेवण करताना आपल्याला ठसका लागतो. Why does it happen? If the food particle gets into wind pipe, then you experience that stumbling block. You can't respirate. काय होतं? ठसका लागला, आपण म्हणतो somebody is going to remember me. Why? What a logic, I don't know. आहे की नाही? But we say so. कोणतरी खूप आठवण गेली तुमची, बा तुम्हाला जेवण करताना ठसका लागला, खाताना ठसका लागला. Is there any scientific logic? Otherwise, अरे शैतान का नाम लिया और शैतान हाजिर. अरे यार, इतना अच्छा आदमी है, जिसको याद किया वो आपके सामने आ गया. Why do you call him a demon or a Satan? You should not. But हम कहते हैं ना हिंदी में, जिसका नाम लिया वो आ गया सामने. हम कहते हैं जिसका नाम लिया, शैतान का नाम लिया और शैतान हाजिर. अरे शैतान मत बोलो यार, हाँ यार तेरा नाम लिया तू हाजिर हो गया, ऐसा म्हणो. त्याचं नाव घ्या डायरेक्ट. Why do you call him Satan? You are not supposed to, but we do it. But anyway, here respiratory system is comprising of only two organs: lungs, okay, where that air comes in, the body consumes oxygen, again releases, again we consume air, body consumes oxygen, rest is again released. Okay, that process happens with the help of lungs. Okay, and then that is happening only with the help of a tube that is called a windpipe. That is called a windpipe in simple terms, but in technical terms that is called bronchial tubes. That is called bronchial tubes, and all sounds are produced because of the pulmonic air coming from the lungs, finding an obstacle here in the vocal cords, then released either through the nasal passage or through the oral passage, and the sound happens. The sound is being articulated. See, this is the beauty of human system. Tell me one thing. Suppose there is a small child, a newborn, and it should not happen with anybody, but unfortunately the child is deaf. The child cannot listen to the sounds created by the world, but his phonetory system is okay, articulatory system is okay, his respiratory system is okay. Still, the child can speak or not? Will the child speak or not? It is only deaf, not dumb. But since it is deaf, Unfortunately, it cannot process the sounds created by you, because man learns a language by imitation. We learn language by imitation. You did it as soon as you are born. You or myself didn't come to the college or school to learn language. We learned the language unofficially, informally at home. Okay. The child started saying because that is the simplest one to say आईला वाटतं मलाच म्हणाले आई, मम्मा, okay, mummy, आई, baba, mama. These are the very simple words that a child can utter and repeat after you repeat hundreds of times in front of the child. But when is it possible? It is possible when the child is in a position, is able to listen to you and your sound. Because we learn language by imitation, by copying others, by repeating others. Got my point? It happens. All letters that you know. How do you know like this is A, that is B, that is Z and all that? You learn by copying, you learn by imitation. Because I was told by somebody, so I told you, so you heard, you now follow me. It is continued generation to generation. Okay? All languages happens in the same way. If you don't believe, you do one thing. There is a small child born in India, in Udgir. Just take that child at the age of 6 months or 8 months and put it there in England. Which will be the natural language of the child? Biological language is Marathi. Parental language is Marathi, but now the child is being grown up in England. Which will be the easiest language to learn for the child? Of course, English. Because atmosphere is English, child will speak English, but still you say, no, the child's mother tongue is Marathi. Huh? Will it be Marathi? No. See, mind it well, we learn the language in the surrounding. Whichever surrounding that you get, that becomes your first language. You may be Marathi, I may be Marathi speaker. Suppose we decide and there is a newborn, we will speak only English in the family. What will happen? Which will be the first language of the child? Because English will be deeply rooted in the mind of the child right from the early stage, and it will be imprinted over there for long. Got it? So that is how it's very important. How do you imitate the world? We imitate the language, so we use the language. Right? And this part, this aspect you need to learn here. So the pulmonic air that is released from the lungs finds the first obstacle here at the vocal cords. Then depending on the kind of the sound, if it is nasal, ma, na, ing, released through nasal cavity, otherwise all other sounds are oral sounds. Okay? All 44 sounds are there. 3 are nasal sounds, ma, na, ing. How many are left over? 41 are left over. 41 sounds are oral sounds which are produced by the oral system. Got it? This is how is the distinction between the 3 different speech mechanisms. Number 1, articulatory system. Number 2, phonatory system. And number 3, respiratory system. Respiratory system is related to the breathing process of human beings, right? When it comes to the phonatory system, it is particularly dealing with the vocal cords and the nearby surrounding here only. And when it comes to the articulatory system, the entire this particular part where the articulation takes place in the either the mouth cavity or else in the nasal cavity, this particular part is called the integral part of articulatory system that comprises lips, teeth, tongue, okay, entire tongue, right? Then upper part of the mouth, that is roof, okay, called hard palate, soft palate, uhuda. Okay, then your nasal cavity is also a part of it. So this is how is the explanation or a general discussion on the speech mechanism. Did I yet discuss organs? I told, but not explained. Now, I'll just get into first one more important discussion here, which is again distributed into 3 different categories as mentioned before: phonetics is the field of language study concerned with the physical properties of sounds, the sounds that we create. Okay? Physical property of the sound. So now look at phonetics in the physical point of view, in the practical physical point of view, and try to analyze it, and that analysis is possible based on 3 subfields of phonetics. What is phonetics? Phonetics is the study of, scientific study of speech sound. Okay, it's a scientific study of speech sound. So how to produce a sound? So how to produce means pulmonic air is there, which is coming from the lungs, means respiratory system is contributing. Vocal cords are active, so phonatory system is active, that is contributing. Then entire articulatory system is active, nasal and oral, so that is also contributing. So look at it in the physical point of view now, and there are 3 subfields. Number 1, articulatory phonetics. See, phonetics has 3 branches of study, which are the sub branches. Phonetics as a whole is the study of speech sounds. ठीक? Speech sounds. But याच्यामध्ये किती सबफिल्ड्स आहेत? 3. 1, articulatory phonetics, 2nd, acoustic phonetics, and 3rd, auditory phonetics. Let us try to understand each of them. Number 1, articulatory phonetics. Again, I go back to the human organs which are contributing for the production of sounds. Correct? Because articulatory phonetics is the study of how the human vocal organs produce a sound. Human vocal organs that comprises of entire system. Without pulmonic air, can I create a sound? Unless there is some vibration, necessary friction in the vocal cords, can I create a sound? Unless I make different mouth positions, can I create a sound? Unless I use the tongue, can I create a sound? No. It means all these human organs are contributing in the process of production of sound, and when you study it, that is called articulatory phonetics, and that is the study of how human organs or vocal organs produce a sound. A sound is symbolically, a sound means any sound that you produce. It doesn't mean only one single sound. One single sound is used in the representation point of view, that it represents that it can produce any sound which is applicable to the standard norms of English as decided by International Phonetic Association and provided in the form of International Phonetic Alphabets. Right? Now, point number 2, acoustic phonetics. What is acoustic phonetics? Acoustic phonetics is the study of the sound waves produced by the human vocal apparatus. What are the sound waves? See, here I can show you the sound waves. This is called sound waves. When I study this comes under acoustic phonetics. Okay? When I am going to study how is the frequency of voice, higher, lower, normal, pauses, again higher, lower, normal, pauses. Okay? Every sound that I create, it is creating a zigzag depending on the kind of frequency of my sounding pattern which is being noted, which is being recorded by this voice recorder. Okay? So this is called the acoustic phonetics. Acoustic phonetics is the study of the sound waves. Okay? Sound waves produced by the human vocal apparatus. So human vocal, again this one, right from the vocal cords up to the lips, every part is contributing for the production of the sounds, and all these sounds are recorded in this form technologically or technically, okay, with the help of these gadgets, and whatever that you can notice and see here, and when you study this, okay, when you study this study is called acoustic phonetics. Now, The third one, auditory phonetics. Audio, what is audio? Yeah, you can make it out very easily. Auditory phonetics is the examination of speech sounds which are perceived by the human ear. Now, I am in the active speaking mode because I am speaking, and you are the active listeners because my sounds or the sounds that I produce while talking are hammering to your ear cavities, are reaching out up to your ear cavities, and when you process it and understand, that particular study is called auditory phonetics. First one is articulatory, how to articulate. Second one is this waves, recorded waves, how to study it that way technically. And the third one is when I speak, my sound or sounding pattern or the kind of production that I am making, it is reaching out to your ear cavities, and your ear cavities are processing it. Okay? So see, one simple example I will give you. Communication is possible only when the speaker and the listener use the same language code. Same language code in the sense, suppose I know English, equally you know English. If I speak in English, you happen to listen to me, it means communication is possible because you know how to decode it. I am already coding, I am coding in English language. But you know how to decode and understand in your own ways. Suppose you start speaking in Kannada, whereas I don't know Kannada, do you think that I will be able to understand that? No, because language code varies. The speaker's language code is not known to the listeners, then there is no communication possible. Okay, so this is also important. Otherwise, what will happen? That will be only some sounds hammering to my ear. It will be like, somebody is loitering in the corridor, making the noise of the sandal or chappal, and that is coming to me. It will be just like that, because I don't understand anything. Okay, so here, some birds are twittering or chirping outside. Sound is coming to me. But am I paying attention there? No, I am paying attention to you, what exactly you are trying to convey me. But suppose you are saying in some different language which is not known to me, then your coding is happening. But the process of decoding the same message is not happening in my mind. My ear cavities are listening the sounds, but my brain is not capturing it or translating it to my understanding, whether it is in Marathi, Hindi, English or whatever. That is not possible there only because the language code is varying. So here, you need to remember one thing, that there are three subfields of phonetics. Okay? Phonetics, a larger level. And in phonetics, you have articulatory system, phonetory system, and respiratory system. But when you talk about this speech mechanism as a whole, in phonetics, in any kind of phonetics, not only English phonetics, you have phonetics in Marathi also, Hindi also, how to speak standard Hindi. Okay, do we speak standard Hindi? Do we speak standard Marathi? No, we don't. Unfortunately, we didn't reach out to the standard accent as expected to. So we are supposed to, but unfortunately we don't attain that standard. So same thing happen in English also. We say like, yeah, I know English, I can speak English. Okay. But unfortunately, if you go on testing, you will not be able to reach out to the standard as expected by IPA, International Phonetic Association. We may not be able to reach out, but we are successful in making communication. If you are successful in making communication, the purpose of language is done. Ultimately, what is the purpose of using a language? The purpose of using a language is to communicate. If communication is successful, then you won the battle. So this way, you need to understand that. And when you talk about the phonetics and the subfields of phonetics, here you have three subfields. One is articulatory phonetics, second one is acoustic phonetics, and the third one is auditory phonetics. So this is how is a general talk, okay? This is how is a general talk on, what do you call it? Organs of speech. But I have not yet completed this particular chapter or lesson. The reason is, now I will continue with a huge diagram, that of the human face, comprising of all these components or organs, I would say, like nasal cavity, nose, lips, teeth, tongue tip, alveolar, tongue blade or palate, or oral cavity, velum, back of the tongue, uvula, pharyngeal, epiglottis, glottis, vocal cords, larynx called voice box, and glottis as well. All these organs I will show you either on the board, or else I have already printed, color printed some of the posters that I want to use in my class, but that I will do in my next session, and I will be able to give justice to the organs of speech along with all these organs which are immensely contributing to the human sounding pattern called speech sound.